Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome to Firehouse Chefs Radio, everybody. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and you are watching and listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network. Thank you very much, Arvin. You can watch Firehouse Chefs Radio every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at rantradionetwork.com, also at firehousechefs.com. And remember that you can always find archived shows on YouTube. Just search under FHC Radio or Firehouse Chefs Radio and Rant Radio Network. Kind of the combination of all those things helps you to get to the right place. This is episode 14. It is September 18th, 2013, and we're happy to have you with us once again. We welcome your phone calls at 855-969-7268, 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. And today is actually a pretty special day in the culinary world. It's actually a National Cheeseburger Day. I'm not sure if anybody out there knew that actually existed, but if you're watching us right now at rantradionetwork.com or firehousechefs.com, you can see some beautiful pictures of cheeseburgers. So it's quite.
Now I wish I would have known that.
Yeah,
because I would have had a burger today instead of the tacos I had.
I know. Well, you know what? Guess what we're going to do after the show, since it is National Cheeseburger Day, and we do have to partake in something. And Arvin and I have, gone to the local In-N-Out after a show before. So if you are in Southern California, well, actually now In-N-Out is growing. They're all over the Southwest. And they continue to grow across the United States, but that's probably one of my, for sure, top burger places. And I welcome your phone calls, your questions, your comments. Let's talk about your favorite burger recipes. Obviously, in this day and age, there's all sorts of things that are being done with burgers, in the traditional sense, and even being spruced up. As far as in even fine dining restaurants have their own versions of burgers. So it's an interesting topic. Burgers have been around since the 1920s and 30s is actually when the cheeseburger started becoming very, very popular here in America. And of course, the cheeseburger was really known in America to use the processed American cheese, but today in 2013, and because of the diversity of America, there's all sorts of different flavor profiles that are being introduced into burgers. And, of course, just an array of cheeses, whether it's blue cheese or feta or pepper jack or Monterey Jack. There is all sorts of stuff that you can do with cheese, queso fresco, lots of different recipes. So it's going to be fun to kind of talk about some of that and discuss some of your favorite burgers out there. As you notice, I'm actually flying solo tonight here on Firehouse Chefs Radio, and Chef Don is down there in San Diego County. He has the fire chief duty, so time to time, especially right now during fire season, as I've mentioned before. Oh my God, I'm staring at a double-double on the screen, so that looks delicious. Perfect picture, Arvin. Perfect picture. But especially during fire season, because Firehouse Chefs Radio is obviously hosted by firefighters, there are times when I'm going to be flying solo, and I appreciate everybody that helps me in terms of shift trades or just stepping up and helping me make sure that I get here, so that I could be with you guys every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we do appreciate always working together as a team. I do want to give a shout-out to the Firehouse Chefs food truck. They were actually part of the National Cheeseburger Day today. They were out in Los Angeles for a lunch event out in the valley at Farmers Insurance. They had a nice little event there with I believe it was 3 trucks. We were one of 3 food trucks that was there, and it was a good lunch. And our good old buddies from Burger Luchador truck was there as well. So we had a very good lunch, and I want to thank my crew. for stepping up today. And they're actually now in West Los Angeles at an event that is hosted for Jack Daniels. So want to say hi to my crew out there as well. And again, you can always follow anything that Firehouse Chefs does on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook under Firehouse Chefs, also FHC Food Truck. And that's short for Firehouse Chefs Food Truck. And on Twitter under at Firehouse Chefs and also at FHC Food Truck. And you can also follow us on Instagram under Firehouse Chefs. And our website is firehousechefs.com. That also has all the information about contacting us if you're in the Southern California area and you want to book us for any catering. We obviously do lots of different things for nonprofits, and we will be talking about some of that today as well. We do have events coming up, one of which is going to be this coming Thursday, I believe, and Luis Hernandez from the Boys and Girls Club of East Los Angeles will be calling in the show and talking about that event, and Firehouse Chefs will be providing the food for that along with some other sponsors. I believe Fireman's Brew is going to be doing some stuff for them as well, and some other folks that Lewis can let us know when he gives us a call. So again, I invite your phone calls at 855-969-7268, 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. We want to hear, tell us about burgers. Let's talk about burgers. Let's talk about what your favorite burgers are. Obviously today, there is just so many options. So it's just not about ground beef anymore. Obviously, there's buffalo, there's chicken, there's fish, there are turkey burgers, there's veggie burgers. A lot of people like the portobello mushroom and just the meatiness of the mushroom and how that almost literally tastes like a piece of meat. So there are a lot of different toppings. There's a lot of these different restaurants that there's so many toppings that you could put on the burger. The burger almost gets lost. So that's another thing that we can discuss. Some of the things that complement burgers, whether they're very, very good side dishes, like on our Firehouse Chefs food truck, of course, our garlic tater tots and our sweet potato fries. So we can discuss some of those things that you really like to have on the side of your burger, and that's great.
I have a question. Is there ever a point to where there's too much on a burger?
I think so. I'm kind of more of a purist myself. I mean, I really like to still be able to taste the burger, and I think certain things do intensify the flavor. I mean, if you're a fan of obviously like grilled onions or just a cheeseburger, but I think when you start getting too many toppings on there, it starts to take away from it. So, yeah, I would personally, I don't believe in too many toppings, but of course, it's America, and we're full of choices, so you do have that option. But as a chef, I don't like to, especially if that's the main ingredient that you're trying to showcase, you don't want to overpower it with so many different flavors that are going to actually take away from that primary flavor, that primary ingredient. So I think that's a good question, Arvin. And since I'm flying solo tonight, you're gonna hear Arvin kind of pop in and take part in the show.
I was gonna say, if you want, I'll sit back here and be quiet.
No. I love you, buddy. I love you. So it's a good thing, and we appreciate that. So again, let's talk about other things to consider too with burgers is obviously the way you're preparing them, and whether it's grilling a burger, frying it on a griddle or a flat top. A lot of people, they have a preference one way or another. Obviously, different fast food chains they're known for certain cooking styles, but there's so many different ways to cook a burger, and obviously what works for In-N-Out is different than Carl's Jr. As far as the fast food chains go, and then even the higher end restaurants that have their own. I think Chef Hubert Keller has in Vegas his burger bar. Don't quote me on the exact title of his restaurant, but a lot of the chefs out there actually have their own high-end burgers. I went to Bobby Flay's restaurant in New York City, and and that's the thing. You can take something as basic as a burger, and just by adding these different toppings or ingredients, again, the main thing is actually just having the best quality main ingredient, which is the meat. So if you're using the best quality meat, and here in Southern California for our purposes, we utilize City Foods in Long Beach, California, and those guys are great in terms of the quality of their meat product. And that's where it all starts. A lot of people like the 80-20 ratio of as far as the fat content goes, and so it's important to have a little bit of fat, and you can see some of that fat and marbling in the ground beef, and that's important obviously because it's going to help for the flavor. So sometimes if you actually have the good ratio in your fat, then you don't have to mask it with a lot of other ingredients that could continue to add to the fat, because that main ingredient is going to kind of speak for itself. So that's something that I think is important to keep in mind. When we come back from the commercial break, we're going to continue our discussion on burgers, and we are going to have some phone calls. But I invite your calls, and just remember, Firehouse Chefs Radio is not only just a show that's going to answer your culinary questions, but if you have any questions regarding the fire service, if you want to talk about what your fire departments do out there in terms of traditions or food preparation, we love to hear that stuff. We also cover nutrition and lifestyle and much, much more. So later on in the show, we'll be talking about some of our upcoming guests, and it is kind of a large spectrum of people. And we always, if you want to ever be on Firehouse Chefs Radio, make sure you drop us a line. You can contact us at firehousechefs@yahoo.com. Firehousechefs@yahoo.com is our direct email, and you can let us know what you do, who you represent, and if you want to advertise with us, remember that as well. The Rant Radio Network continues to grow, and we need your support. You are listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network, 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. Come back for more. It's Burgers National Cheeseburger Day, FHC Radio. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Building a custom home or business is a huge deal. For some, it's the largest project they'll take on in a lifetime. Choosing your team may be the most important part of ensuring a successful building project. Starting a project by working closely with Core Design will create what's just right for your lifestyle and your property. But selecting the right builder is perhaps the most important part of creating the team. At Core Design's customer service, quality craftsmanship, and integrity are the keys to our company philosophy. Your custom construction dreams are just a phone call away. Core Design at 213-453-1609. Once again, that number is 213-453-1609.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and this is Firehouse Chefs Radio, episode 14. It is September 18th, 2013, and we're happy to have you here with us. And you can catch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at rantradionetwork.com, also at firehousechefs.com. Let me give you our phone numbers again. It is 855-969-7268, 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. Give us a call, and as I mentioned in the first segment, tonight's topic is burgers. And pretty much I would imagine, burgers is probably one of the, I don't know, as Americans, that's just, it doesn't get any more American than burgers. So it is National Cheeseburger Day. So please give us a call and give us your questions or comments, or if you have any recipe ideas or anything that the Firehouse Chefs community might want to listen and learn some tips, it would be fantastic. So it looks like I do have a caller on line 1, so we're going to go ahead and handle that. Caller on line 1, you're on Firehouse Chefs Radio with Eddie Sell. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. What is your name?
Bob.
Bob, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Northern California.
Nice. Thank you for calling from Northern California. Well, Bob, I don't know if you're aware of this, but today's topic is actually burgers, and it is National Cheeseburger Day. Are you a fan of cheeseburgers?
Oh, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Everybody loves a cheeseburger, right?
Right. Yeah, I do.
But this is the problem.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good, right? We all have that problem. It's hard to find a good cheeseburger.
I agree.
Right? There's millions of burgers out there.
Yep.
We eat, how many hamburgers do we eat in a lifetime?
Yeah, probably.
A million.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But how many are really good?
Yeah.
That's the problem we're all having.
I agree. And, well, do you have a favorite? I mean, since you're in Northern California, what are some of the more popular burger places up there?
Everybody loves In-N-Out,
right?
We could say In-N-Out is a quick, easy burger.
Sure.
But really, to find a gourmet burger, that's the tough thing. And no, I don't. I just like my own recipe for burgers. But really don't have anything that I could say. I'm always looking.
Okay.
But I haven't found the one.
Well, can you tell me about that? What makes your recipe something that you really like to do, or that makes your burger different than other burgers?
I think really the fat content is key, right? That's how you get a juicy burger.
I agree.
And then also the seasoning,
right,
obviously, that you use, and burgers have gotten high tech.
Yep.
People are stuffing burgers. People are adding different things on. I had one the other day with a fried egg in it on top.
Right.
So we're getting advanced with our burgers. We're adding different cheeses that we never used before. Different vegetables and sauces.
Sure.
So I try to incorporate different cheeses and different toppings on my burgers. So yeah. But like I said, that's a tough one, man. Everybody's looking for that good burger, and we all have our favorites. But we eat through a lot of hamburgers until we find the one true love.
I totally agree with you. And before you called, actually, in the first segment, we were talking about the fat content, and that the typical is the 80-20. You know,
Right.
that seems to be right around where everybody seems to be happy. And
Right.
the picture that we're looking at right now, if you guys are watching us online at rantradionetwork.com, the hole in the middle of this ground beef is kind of reminds me of what they do in Minnesota. They have the burger that's called the Juicy Lucy, which, and Bob, you mentioned the stuffed burgers, and that's kind of what they're known for, is they actually put the cheese on the inside of the patties, and then so when you bite into it, the cheese literally oozes out, and there's all those burger wars and whatnot that they have going on with the Juicy Lucy. So that's something unique that they do, and obviously there's just so many different toppings. Do you have any favorite toppings? We do have another caller that's calling in, so I wanted to find out what other toppings you like, and then and we'll get to the other caller.
I like ham on top of my burger. That might sound a little different.
That is different, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Everybody loves the bacon, right?
Yeah.
You can put bacon on anything. I like that fried egg.
Uh-huh.
You got to try that
Yep.
if you haven't.
Yeah, we actually do on our on the Firehouse Chef's food truck. We do sliders, and so one of the toppings that we have is a fried quail egg, which is that's where it comes from, is that idea of putting a fried egg, obviously, on a full-size burger. Since a slider is a mini version, if you will, of a burger, that's the whole concept behind that.
Right.
But it's good. It's awesome, because that yolk runs down and it's rich and
Oh man, it's
and
good.
creamy.
It's not good for you, but it's good. And then tell me, I'll take this off the air. But I went to Vegas and they got a burger there that's, I don't know what it was, $5,000 hamburger. What's the deal with that one?
Yeah, I think that I was trying to remember there's a celebrity chef, Hubert Keller, and I'm not sure if that's his burger bar, but there's that restaurant that is known for having that insanely priced burger. So
Right, no burger's worth that. Though.
I would agree. It's and I would imagine it's going to be a letdown.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to top In-N-Out.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot,
Hey,
guys.
Bob, thank you so much for listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio, and you stay safe. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
You guys are great. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, let's go to line 2. Caller on line 2, you are on Firehouse Chefs Radio with Eddie Sell.
Chef Eddie, it's Chef Bev from the Culinary Trend Show. What's up?
Hey, Bev, how are you? Thanks so much for calling.
No, I heard you guys are celebrating the cheeseburger because it's National Cheeseburger Day. I decided to call in and celebrate with you guys.
Right, and it is quite the occasion to celebrate. And, I'm so glad that you called. And what are some of your thoughts as far as we've kind of discussed? Obviously, there's so many different things that are going on with the burger world, if you will, and a lot of the celebrity chefs have kind of taken it to that next level. And Arvin was, of course, asking my opinion on too many toppings and all that sort of stuff. And I kind of tend to be a little bit more of a purist, I really like the meat to kind of be the main attraction, if you will. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts, I agree. I mean, you can't go wrong with just the meat and the bread and the cheese and your regular toppings. I mean, you want to taste the meat.
Right.
That's the whole key of the whole thing. But you're right. There are a lot of restaurants, celebrity chefs, everybody's trying to get into the game of overtopping their burgers to make it the best and make it their signature burger.
Right.
For myself, I make a couple of my own burgers. My specialty is either Southeast Asian to Hawaiian style. And I put a lot of toppings on my Hawaiian burger,
Okay.
which is I make my own Hawaiian-style barbecue sauce using sweet chili Thai sauce,
Oh, nice.
pineapples, mangoes, with that barbecue sauce. And then instead of bacon, I add Spam, a crispy fried Spam.
Of course,
On
right?
top of
Yeah.
that, of course, I am Filipino. I have to add Spam somewhere, including a fried egg. You guys were just talking about a fried egg on top of that.
Right.
And then I'll add a balsamic caramelized onions.
Oh, man.
It's all about flavor for me, but
Sure.
again, like you, I like to have the plain old burger like you would on a barbecue grill. you
Yeah.
know?
And I think that's just it. But if you're going to make a, kind of like what you just described, your Hawaiian burger, I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to hit it out of the park with every single ingredient. You're taking that extra time to do those special things that make it that Hawaiian burger. But if your taste buds are telling you, I just want a sloppy, fattening cheeseburger, that's what you want to have, And
Exactly.
thanks, Arvin.
Well, and there's so many burger joints out, in California. Of course, In-N-Out's the number one place that everybody wants to go to before they leave to the airport or coming in from whatever state or country from the airport.
Right.
The In-N-Out's right there in LAX.
Yep.
So, I mean, I agree. I love In-N-Out Burger. Who doesn't?
Right.
I mean, it's amazing. Next, I like The Habit.
I agree. They have a great burger too. Yeah.
They do, and it's fresh. And one thing, you could choose toppings. Five Guys, it's all right. No big deal for me. Again, as a child, who can go wrong? I know everybody's gonna start, making fun of it, but the McDonald's cheeseburger. I mean,
Right.
That's one memory that every kid has because it's a classic.
Well, that was actually my first job. So, good old Mickey D's, and I love the quarter pounder with cheese. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I agree. But there's a lot of great restaurants. I like to steer away from the corporate world as much as possible.
Right.
But the pubs. There's great pubs like in Long Beach, E.J. Malloy's. You're from Long Beach,
Sure,
Eddie.
sure.
You know that place.
Right.
Great. I agree. They have a great turkey burger. The best. They're the only ones that serve a really good turkey burger.
Right.
I mean, it's handmade, the aioli, and it's just a burger itself. They don't add anything more than that, and including some lettuce and tomatoes, but that's classic.
I agree.
So, a pub, I highly suggest, a bar. Bar burgers are the bomb.
Yeah.
And that's where it originated. I mean, back east, it's like it was a little bar and two pieces of white bread. It wasn't round, and they're using the old grills. I forgot the name of that tavern, but it's somewhere back east. I don't know if you would know.
I'm not sure. But Bev, how much time do you have? We're actually coming up on a break. Do you have time to come back after the next?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want to continue this and just talk a little bit about some of our favorite places.
Sure.
And I encourage more calls at 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. You're listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio. Chef Bev from Culinary Trends is on the phone with us right now. When we come back from the commercial, we'll make sure that Chef Bev gets to talk a little bit about her show, and so you folks out there listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio can listen to her as well. So hang on tight. You're listening to FHC Radio. We'll be right back with National Cheeseburger Day on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch.
Make your team look like pros with custom lineup cards. Whether you are a travel team, rec team, all-star team, or just some old guys playing slow pitch, we can make your team look a little better with some custom lineup cards. For the umpire, for the opponent, for the scorekeeper, for the dugout, no matter where your lineup card goes, you will look like a big league team with your team logo and name on top of your personalized lineup card. Just visit CustomLineupCards.com. With the best prices in town, be sure to hit a home run with us. Visit
Love at first bite.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho Macho Michelada.
Nurses Life Express provides unique apparel for all the hardworking nurses that wear many hats. It's apparel that expresses nurses' amazing, humorous, and caring personalities. After all, nurses are as influential as their united goal to help others. Nursing's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. For more information, please call 562-270-4312 or visit their website at www.nurselife.com. www.nurselyfe.com. Nurseslife.com, where nurses' lives are expressed.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and this is Firehouse Chefs Radio for September 18th, 2013, episode 14. We're very, very pleased to have everybody out there. And if you were experiencing any glitches or any problems, try again. Make sure that you're watching us at rantradionetwork.com, and you could try to refresh it on your computer in case there was any issues with it. And you can watch us and hear us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let me give you the phone number. That is 855-969-7268, 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. Today's topic is burgers, and it is National Cheeseburger Day, so we've been talking about that for this episode, and it's been pretty fun so far. We've had some great calls, and speaking of which, we have Chef Bev from the Culinary Trends Show that's here on the Rant Radio Network every Thursday. And Bev, are you still there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us for another...
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, of course. No, and... So before the commercial break, we started talking about, Bev was mentioning a couple of her signature burgers that she does. One was a Thai chili. Was that the name of it, or?
It's a Hawaiian. I call it the Big Kahuna.
Okay.
My version of a Hawaiian burger. I do another one. Like you, I do a slider.
Right.
But it's a Korean version with
short ribs.
Secret Korean sauce in my. No, it's actually short rib. Yes, ground.
Oh,
I ground
nice.
up the short rib.
Okay.
I have a special Korean sauce that I blend it in, and I usually just have an Asian slaw to go on top of that, and a sriracha aioli, and simple as that. That's it.
Nice.
On some King's Hawaiian rolls. It's simple, and it's really good. I mean, I don't like to add too much to that one because the marinade already has a lot of flavor in it.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, and when we started off the show, I was talking about how obviously a burger today just is the all-encompassing term for, obviously it's not just about ground beef anymore. And you already mentioned the turkey burger and E.J. Malloy's
right.
in Long Beach, but there's buffalo, there's fish, there's shellfish, there's chicken, veggie burgers. There's so many different options these days. So it is pretty nice that that people that maybe felt like they were kind of left out of the burger party, if you will, can now experience it, and especially because of all the new flavor profiles, because of the diversity of just today's cuisine in general. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, and
it is.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on? I also covered earlier just as far as whether people like a grilled burger versus on a griddle, and frying it and that sort of a thing. What do you really like?
You know what? I mean, I'm going to go old school. I like the griddle because you got that fat still hanging around.
Sure,
the
sure.
juice from that. I could go either way because, you can't have a barbecue without hamburgers,
Right.
It's flavor of the wood chips or whatever you're using to give it that authentic barbecue flavor that, you celebrate during the summer. So, I mean, I would try. I love both, but I'm gonna pick one. It would be the griddle one because it reminds me of my grandma used to making me hamburgers.
Right.
When she didn't want me to go to McDonald's, she'd make hamburgers from the house. So I think just the nostalgic, memory of that, I would go with the griddle.
Well, and there's
burger.
something about the griddle, almost like what a cast iron pan does for searing
Right.
meat and locking in that
Yes.
flavor prior to roasting it off or whatever you're going to do. And it's that same concept. And I think, yeah, I would agree with you. Although I do like grilled burgers as well. It's just there's something about when you use that really, really hot griddle. And especially the really old ones that like literally are
Yeah.
seasoned, kind of like a cast iron pan is. It's the same thing. It's seasoned and it has its own little sweet spot, and it just really, really locks in that flavor. And it's just, it's pretty damn good.
And I think that's the key for a lot of people to realize. It's the way it's seared. You know, that
Right.
flavor. You're right. It locks in all the flavors and just simple seasoning of salt and pepper.
Right.
You know, you do want to taste the whatever protein you're using.
Sure.
But again, as you're right. There's a lot of burgers out there to choose from, and I'm glad that everybody has their options now because everybody's diet is changing. So, but for burgers around, I mean, I've had with foie gras, which is really good.
Yeah, it's now banned in California, right?
Yeah, I got to go to Vegas for that. I
Right.
went there a couple weeks ago, and the foie gras is like if you're going to go somewhere for it, you have to go to Vegas. And on a burger, even better. Even better.
I agree. Well, Chef Bev, I do have another caller, but I want to let our folks out there know about your show. So go ahead and let everybody know, who you are and where we could find you.
Well, I'm Chef Bev Lazo. I have a show on Rant Radio Network and Indy 104. And what we're doing tomorrow, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, we are going to celebrate also the cheeseburger. Also, we are going to be celebrating Talk Like a Pirate Day. So if you have the voice of a pirate, or
Wait! I have a question.
What?
What the hell do pirates have to do with burgers?
Well, let's
It
let
gives you a lot
Chef
of
Bev.
booty, my friend.
Huh?
You eat a lot of burgers, you can get a lot of booty. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo ho! Come on, Arvin.
Yeah, Arvin, just get with it. But yeah, tomorrow night, tune in live, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Culinary Trend Show. Talk Like a Pirate and cheeseburgers also.
Cool. Thank you so much, Chef Bev, for calling in my show tonight. It's been great, and I can't wait to we obviously need to do something on one another's shows again, and I really look forward to it.
Same here. We'll switch up again. How's that?
Let's do it. I'd love to. Thank you so much.
All right,
and
Chef. Have
I
a
will.
nice evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye, Chef. Arvin, which line am I supposed to pick up? The one I just hung up?
It looks like they're still there.
Okay.
Line 1 is flashing for me.
All right. Let's give this a shot. Caller on line 1, you are on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Are you there?
Yes, Chef Betty. How's it going? This is Chef George.
Hey, buddy. How are you, Georgie?
I'm good. Sorry I wasn't able to make it. Back to school day ran a little late, so I decided to call instead.
Copy that. Thank you very much. And, Chef George was actually, he was here. He's been here for 2 episodes, so we're glad that you can call in. And I don't know if you've had a chance to listen, but tonight's topic is actually National Cheeseburger Day. And we've had a really good conversation with some different callers. We had Bob in Northern California, and then we had Chef Bev, who has a show here on the Rant Radio Network on Thursdays. She called in, and we were talking about her favorite burgers and some of our favorite spots. So what's your thought process on that? What are you more of a purist as far as just keep it pretty basic, or do you like a lot of toppings? What do you like?
You can't go wrong with the all-time favorite, homegrown here in Southern California,
right.
In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
But I also like the Apple Pan out in West LA. They've got great burgers. The 50-50 burger.
Oh, Slater's 50-50?
Slater's,
Yeah,
that's always a great burger.
Yeah.
So, to keep it real, I love me some In-N-Out, but when I want a variety and want to change it up and try something different, then, there's several options out there. And like I said, one of them was Slater's. They've got plenty to choose from. So, burgers. Like Chef Bev said, what's a barbecue without a burger?
Right.
So definitely, and as you know, Firehouse, when you're caught in a pinch, running calls back and forth, and you need to make something quick, burgers are always a quick and easy choice to make at the Firehouse. So.
Yeah, we've definitely cooked some burgers over the days, huh?
Oh yeah. But definitely, it's not a off probation type of meal.
Well, maybe in some departments, but yeah, you'd probably take a beating, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's usually filet mignon, maybe a little lobster tail.
Exactly.
But
well, I
burger,
do.
yeah,
Do you remember? You remember one of our coworkers down in San Diego County? And let's see. I think this individual made. Let's see. He cut up some hot dog and threw it in some scrambled eggs one time. But he was born and raised in East LA, so I had to explain to the captain that was pretty much like a staple meal. And I think you know who I'm talking about,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so it's pretty funny. So now I'm wondering if he actually maybe it's kind of like Bob in Northern California was mentioning how he likes to put ham in his burgers. So maybe you can throw some chopped up hot dog in Lalo's burger, in case Lalo's
well,
listening.
Another place locally, Fuddruckers, they like throwing that fried egg on top of the burger.
Yeah,
that always adds a little twist, a little protein.
Right,
So.
right, and Fat Burger does that locally here in Southern California, and I was mentioning on the Firehouse Chef's food truck that we actually kind of do a similar thing, and we take the fried quail egg, and it's the same concept basically, just on a smaller scale, and it's nice, because obviously that fried egg is very, very rich, and then once you bite into it, it's just another, flavor explosion, if you will. So it's really, really good. And before we hit this next commercial break, George, do you have a favorite recipe or anything that you like to add to your burgers, especially when you're at the Firehouse cooking it up?
Yeah, the last time I cooked up some burgers at the Firehouse was I took some 20% hamburger, took some bacon, and had the butcher grind that up, a little bit of sausage, and I just mixed it all together. A little breadcrumb, little egg, parsley, and that's my base right there. So.
Really, almost like a kind of a pseudo meatball burger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but kind of also taking a spin off of 50-50 too, with the bacon and stuff. So, but yeah, pseudo meatball, and guys can add whatever they want on top of that, whether it's some pepper jack cheese, some Swiss cheese. I kind of leave it open to the person to build their burger, but my base is what I just explained. So.
Cool. Well, hey, bro, thanks so much for calling in. We're coming up on a commercial break. You are listening to the Firehouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network. 855-969-7268. 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. National Cheeseburger Day. Stay tuned for one more segment.
Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation. research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
in the
on.
fashion. Never mass produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and you are listening to and watching Firehouse Chefs Radio. You can catch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the rantradionetwork.com. And you can give us a call, 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. Today is episode 14, September 18, 2013, and it happens to be National Cheeseburger Day. Like I was saying at the start of the show, the Firehouse Chefs food truck was participating in a couple of events today in the Los Angeles area, and it was very, very cool to be part of something that has been in the American culture, like I mentioned, from the 1920s. So cheeseburgers and burgers in general have evolved into something that is definitely in our diet. So, and like we've described, different burgers and different toppings. So if you have any input, questions, or comments, give us a call at 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. Make sure that you catch any archived episodes on YouTube. Just search FHC Radio, Firehouse Chefs, and Rant Radio. Any of those combinations gets you to the right place. We do have a caller on line one. So let's go ahead and see who we have. Caller on line one, welcome to Firehouse Chefs Radio.
Hi, Eddie. How you doing?
Hey, is this Lewis?
This is Lewis. How you doing?
All right. Lewis, thank you very much, brother, for calling in. We appreciate you being on Firehouse Chefs Radio. And Lewis is actually not only a firefighter paramedic here in Southern California, but Lewis is also the vice president of the Boys and Girls Club of East Los Angeles. And Lewis is going to go ahead and talk about an upcoming event that Firehouse Chefs is actually going to be a part of. So, Lewis, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. So next Thursday we're having our first annual East LA Boys golf tournament. East LA Golf Tournament to be located at California Country Club is in the city of Whittier. And all the proceeds from this golf tournament will be benefiting the East LA Boys and Girls Club. And we have a lot of great prizes, a lot of things lined up, especially our great food sponsor, which is Firehouse Chef. So we thank you and appreciate all your help and all the hard work you guys do for lots of nonprofit organizations, including ours. And we also have other great sponsors to make this event real happy, real good, real good time for everybody. At the same time, benefiting the East LA Boys and Girls Club and the children of the East LA and surrounding communities.
Well, that's awesome. And again, so everybody, because there was a little bit of static on the line, so just to confirm, the event is Thursday, correct? September 26th. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And what are the hours?
We have an early morning shotgun start at 7 a.m.
Okay.
It's a 4-person scramble. With we have lots of we'll have nice cold beverages out there for the golfers to keep everybody having a good time.
Okay.
And we've got great food by the Firehouse chef, of course.
Yep.
During course play.
Okay.
And we have wonderful prizes and raffles, and it's gonna be a good time for all.
And Lewis, you mentioned it's at the California Country Club in Whittier. Is it in Whittier? It's not in Industry, or am I thinking of a different?
It's located right in between, but
Okay.
It's 1509 South Workman Mill Road.
Okay.
But it is still considered Whittier, California.
It is. Okay. All right, cool. And if folks want to find out more about the golf tournament and how to support the Boys and Girls Club of East Los Angeles, how can they contact you or find out more about your organization?
You can visit online. You can go to bgcela.org, which is Boys and Girls Club EastLA.org. You go /golf, and I'll take you to our webpage where we actually, if you want to be a participant in our golf tournament, it's $125 each, or $500 for a foursome. And you can actually register and pay online, or you can contact me directly. I have you can contact me directly, and I can give you more information, or I can actually do registration over the phone. And you can contact me on my phone number, which is 323-707-9185.
Okay. Hopefully that doesn't end up in too many restroom stalls.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Right. And last time you were here, I think we kind of we didn't want to leave out one of the main supporters of a lot of the nonprofits that you're associated with, and he's actually your fire chief from the Los Angeles County Fire Department, Daryl Osby. So we wanted to make sure that that Chief Osby that we mentioned that he is a big supporter of a lot of things that we do together. Not only the Boys and Girls Club,
Definitely.
but also the Firefighter Cancer Support Network. And by the way, the founder of the Firefighter Cancer Support Network, Michael Dubron, he's going to be a guest coming on Firehouse Chefs Radio in the very near future. So that's going to be great having Michael here in studio with us. And so Chief Osby is also a big supporter of the LA County Fire Museum, obviously, in the city of Bellflower. And Los, let me get this right, the Bomberos, right? Not because there's an LA City one, there's an LA County one, so we want to make sure we get the right one.
Yeah, we have, for LA County Fire Department, we have the Bombero Association.
Right.
And like you mentioned, our Fire Chief, Chief Osby, he's been a big supporter of the nonprofits within our department, from the Cancer Support Network and the LA County Fire Museum,
right,
and the Bombero Association. And actually, he's also he's actually a big supporter of the East LA Boys and Girls Club.
That's awesome.
Which is located right down the street from our headquarters.
From your headquarters over there, yeah. Well, that's great.
And he's actually a member of our board of ambassadors.
Well, Lewis, thank you so much for everything that you do. I do have another caller that we're going to get to before the end of Firehouse Chefs Radio. And I look forward to talking with you before I see you Thursday at the California Country Club for the golf tournament, bro.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on, and I hope anybody wants any more information, you can go visit Firehouse Chefs and give me a call, or go online and visit us. But thanks again very much, and happy to talk to you, and thanks a lot.
Of course. Be safe, okay, bro? Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, we're having a very, very good night on the phones tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up, looks like we have a caller on line 2. Caller on line 2, are you there? You are on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Hello. Is this Frank Rizzo? Caller on line 2, you are on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Are you there? Hello. No? All right.
So whoever was online too, call back.
Yeah, whoever was online too, give us a call back. 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. This has been a really good episode of Firehouse Chefs Radio. We've had a great time talking about burgers, one of the biggest things in the American diet. I don't know if it's good or bad. I think that's why it's important to mix in a little bit of a workout. But as we kind of discuss here every episode, it's all about moderation and making sure that if you enjoy something, take part in it. Just don't overdo it. You wouldn't want to have what we have on the screen right now if you're watching us online on RantRadioNetwork.com.
You do know that In-N-Out,
do they do this one?
they have 100 by 100.
No way.
They used to serve it to anybody.
Okay.
But it turned into too much of a disaster. Then I think people will order it and not pay for it. So recently the only person I heard to actually still be able to get it was a celebrity.
Really?
And that's because they were a celebrity. But yeah, at one point they used to do 100 by 100 for like a catering or a party or whatever like that. Now I think the biggest is an 8 by 8.
Was it TBE? Was it Floyd?
Do I want to know what that means?
Was it Floyd Mayweather and Justin Bieber, his new BFF?
Don't even get me started.
What was
on
up with that?
All I'm going to say, and I said it earlier,
Yeah.
when I saw that, the first thing that I thought about is what doesn't belong here.
Exactly.
He looks so awkward and funny in that whole walk into the ring.
For sure.
I have no idea what that was about.
Yeah.
But I did have a question. Now, I don't know if you know or not, but I love smoking meat, and I've always had the idea of trying to smoke a burger.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried it, but is that something that's doable or that people do, or anybody out there that you can go get one?
Well, I don't. Nothing comes to mind as far as a smoked burger place. You can do it. I mean, kind of one of the ways that you could actually do it is just by introducing some different wood chips, different flavored wood chips, in some aluminum foil or in one of a tin or something like that, and you could actually put that into your barbecue grill, and you can kind of make a little pseudo smoker out of it, so it gets a little bit of that smoke flavor. Obviously, when you think of smoked meats, you're thinking of brisket, tri-tip, things that are going to take a long time to cook. We do have a caller, so let's go ahead and see who we have. Caller on line 1, you are on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Are you there?
Hi, Chef Eddie. This is Officer Quisberg. I'm actually an officer, police officer.
Yes, sir.
And I was wondering, what kind of traditions do you guys have in the fire service as far as food and eating?
Well, are you related to that fine lad, firefighter Quisberg, that used to wear like a half shirt all the time? Are you familiar with that?
I had a distant cousin that worked in California. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? We have a lot of traditions as far as, number one of them is usually that overtime firefighters usually cook when they show up, or at least offer. But
I mean, do you bring things in, like if you were working with a different crew?
yeah, we actually have this tradition where you bring in whether it's some sort of pastry or bagel or donut, or you extend some sort of form of help to your fellow brother firefighters out there. But
okay. I love donuts.
Yeah.
Being a police officer.
Yeah, it's amazing what yeah, exactly right. It's amazing what doing a little gesture to your fellow firefighters will do for the rest of your day. It kind of starts your day off right. Do you guys have similar traditions where you kind of take care of the brothers, or are you noticing some of that is dying off?
A lot of the traditions are being suppressed, if you will. One more question. I know you guys are busy. You can't cook all the time. Are there any hamburger restaurants in your area that you want to give a shout out to?
Let's see. Well, I mean, in the area that we work at, I'd have to say that we obviously love In-N-Out. We love to go to In-N-Out as much as possible, even though it's not directly in our area. But every now and again, we have the opportunity to swing by there. And I think we're pretty familiar with some of the ones that we really love to go to. And, of course, we love not really a burger place, but Lola's Mexican Restaurant And our buddy Luis Navarro that owns Lola's is a good friend of ours and a good supporter of Firehouse Chefs. So we really appreciate supporting those businesses that give back to the community and support the fire department. What about you guys? Have you heard anything about the area that I happen to work in? You might be familiar with it with your distant cousin.
He did mention a place really close to downtown. I'm out in Chicago, so I don't get a chance to go visit him very often. But yeah, he mentioned a place off of I think Alamitos or something like that. And, he told me to ask you about
Modica's.
That one. Oh,
Does
it was like a lady's name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one, but maybe your distant cousin might want to inform us. I do have like a coworker. We have a guy named Shrewsbury, and Shrewsbury, he happens to know a lot of the good areas to work. So what we'll do is we'll have Shrewsbury post something on the Firehouse Chefs blog for us.
Now, is the question a good burger in the city you work in, or just in general? Because I have a burger place in Long Beach.
Oh, go ahead, tell us.
MVPs.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're.
Okay, that sounds like a.
Yeah, have you heard of that one?
Next time I'm in town, I will check out all the burger joints, being that it's the burger holiday today.
Okay, yeah. Just make sure that you remember and you mark this on your calendar forever. It's National Cheeseburger Day, and I want you, Officer Quisberg, to be very, very careful out there, and make sure you stay away from people that don't want to support the Brotherhood and that are incredibly lazy. Okay.
I will do that, and I appreciate that you taking my call on.
You guys be safe, and thanks for listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio.
Thanks, Chef Eddie.
All right, see you guys. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, folks,
I'm not sure what that was all about, but obviously there's an inside joke there somewhere.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we have callers from Chicago and people of the law enforcement community that call and support firefighters, because it is in the same ballpark, if you will, in terms of first responders. So thank you to Arvin, our show engineer, for letting us go a couple minutes over. We had a great show today. I want to thank all the callers that called into Firehouse Chefs Radio, and it was a great topic, burgers. Remember, there's just a lot of different varieties out there. There's tons of different toppings. There's a lot you can go to Epicurious or different websites or apps for recipes. Of course, you can go to firehousechefs.com for new recipes and ideas on our blog. And we ask you to stay tuned for upcoming episodes of Firehouse Chefs Radio, where we're going to have personal trainer Michael Rivera. We're going to have adult actress Jessie Jane, the Firefighter Cancer Support Network founder Michael Dubron, former IFBB pro bodybuilder Brian Bullman, co-founder of Venom Vodka Kim Blaylock, Firehouse Boards owner Jess Hartnett. That's just to name a few. So it's pretty cool. We continue to get a lot of good guests, and we appreciate all the calls, all the support from the audience out there. Continue to listen and watch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Rant Radio Network. This is Firehouse Chefs Radio, and catch us next week. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in to FHC Radio. Catch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Time by visiting firehousechefs.com and rantradionetwork.com.